So I've been seeing a lot of people ask what they should be focusing on once they hit the end game. So end game is going to count as just finishing the main campaign and unlocking the hard mode. I don't really think you should be doing much in this game besides progressing through the story until you unlock hard mode. You can farm some things here and there, but really not that big of a deal. Usually you just pick bunny and a gun, go through as quick as you can, at least if you're just trying to be efficient. Obviously, if you want to have fun, go get the things that you want to go get. But once you get hard mode, there's going to be a couple things that you're going to want to do before you start trying to, like, say, progress through the bosses or farm up your other desired weapons and descendants. So this video, I'm just going to walk you guys through exactly what I did and what I think the best steps are and the things that I've learned along the way. So let's go ahead and just jump right into it. So the very first step that you guys want to be doing once you unlock hard mode is getting all of your gear to level 100. So in my case, the gun that I was focusing on is the Thunder Cage. By the way, I will have the full build for this out tomorrow. Most likely, I got a couple more catalysts to throw on it, and then it's going to be completely maxed out. So if you guys are interested in that, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. But so that was the main gun I used, and then otherwise your reactor and your external components, you're all going to want to upgrade to 100. There's going to be quite a big jump between finishing the campaign and then level 100 gear. It's like 15-20 levels or so, somewhere in there is about the level difference. So what you're going to want to do is go farm these up. Now, how do you actually go farm up the reactor and the external components and also a couple level 100 weapons is to actually just go and look at like the hard mode stuff. And then down here at the bottom, if you're just looking at a map, you can click difficulty level rewards. And here is where you can see all the different combinations of reactors that you can farm and also the different external components. So this week we have the processor and sensor at these locations. So you can click there and it'll take you there. But how do you actually pick the reactor that you want? So for me on Bunny, what I'm actually going to be wanting is an electric and also singular, just because I like to focus on the electric wave skill, which is a singular skill. If you wanted to focus on like the ult, you would pick a fusion skill right here. But once you select these two tags, you then see the two zones where you can farm up these reactors, and they are going to drop like crazy. These are incredibly easy to farm, and you guys will be able to get a really good one very quickly. If you guys want to see the rotation, there is actually a weekly rotation. If you click at the bottom or press V on keyboard, you can actually see the rotation of like where everything is going to be and what external components are available. They are going to change. So there's going to get like auxiliary power next week instead of processor, things like that. So they will be changing around so you can focus on farming different things, different weeks. Now, how do you actually know that you got a good external component or reactor? The main reason, the main thing on external components would just be HP and defense. This should be really the only thing you're building, especially if you're just entering endgame. It's about all you need. You're not going to have any characters really, unless you bought it, that are going to be focusing into shields. And even then, I still do not think shields are good at all compared to HP and defense. Right now, I'm sitting at about just shy of 13,000 defense and a little over 10,000 health, and I'm having really no issues at all. I can bump up my health much further once I upgrade one of my mods, and that being the HP amplification, and fit that onto this bunny setup. But even then, I don't have it on there over 10k, and that's perfectly fine. So for the reactors, the thing what you're going to want to be looking for is you're going to want to fit the 3 conditions on here. So if it's a purple, you want to fit the weapon type that you're mainly using. So in my case, I'm using a Thunder Cage, so SMG. That's going to give me a boost right there. And then if you're farming in the correct area, how I showed you on that table, you're going to be looking for the electric and singular, and that's going to boost up your second and third ability quite a bit. Then you can also look for really good passives at the bottom, like you can focus on range or skill power, things like that as the passives. Now, if you guys are farming for the legendary variants, what you're going to be doing is if you're using an ultimate weapon, so and once again in my case, the Thunder Cage, you're going to want to be looking for the Thunder Cage mounting. This is going to give you that essentially that boost up there, and then also looking for the 2 conditions for the skill power boost ratios. Those are going to be your best bets. So for the legendaries, all you're doing is just picking a corresponding legendary weapon that you are using. As you are farming these reactors and external components, you are going to be getting some just various random weapons to drop that are going to be level 100, and this is what you're going to infuse into your current weapons that you've been investing in and bring them also up to 100. I would just go in, get like one weapon to drop this level 100 and maybe a couple of the external components, immediately come back and upgrade them. Then you can go back and continue farming. It's just going to make farming a little bit quicker and easier because you'll have more health and defenses, and also your gun is going to be doing quite a bit more damage. Also, do not forget, once you upgrade your weapon, make sure you re-roll the passives on it, because the passives will stay at the level of the gun. So once you're at 100, that's where you can start really farming for the perfect passives on the re-rolls. Your next step is going to be hardcore farming Kuiper and upgrading your different mods. As you can see right here, this costs quite a bit to upgrade. It's about 80,000 Kuiper. And another big part is actually gold. Once you're doing some of these later tier upgrades, it starts becoming quite expensive in the gold department. 800,000. There's some that have been like 1.6 if I'm upgrading it from much lower. So it does get very expensive, and you're going to be getting these just by farming all of the Kuiper and just playing various missions that you can repeat over and over. I know there's plenty of farms out there right now that you guys can be doing, but the main things that you want to be upgrading is, once again, HP. Things like increased HP, the HP amplification is another really good one that you can be using, and also your different defenses. These are going to be the most beneficial thing, because during the boss fights that we're actually prepping for, the damage isn't too hard to come by. It is more just staying alive so you can stay close enough to be doing the damage that you need to be doing, especially if you are soloing. The boss is only going to be attacking you. You need those defenses and HP up so you can maintain that longevity in the fight and continue outputting the damage. For weapons, just focus on getting some attack mods all the way up. Same thing with crit damage and weak point. If you have a nice blend of all three of those, you're going to be getting a lot of multipliers and doing a lot of damage, and you'll basically be good to go. If you are a little bit later on into investing into your weapon, once you get those three main categories sorted out, the other two you want to be focusing on is fire rate and also ways to spend less time reloading, so either increasing your mag size or decreasing your reload time. Now, once all of your gear has been upgraded to level 100 and you get your mods sorted out, you can start progressing the bosses. This is actually going to be another really good way that you can get gold and Kuiper, is progressing these bosses. There's going to be like a little side mission associated with each one, and when you complete that boss, you're going to get a big bonus in both Kuiper and gold. So that's really going to help you out progress and get to the next boss. So the first one being the Executioner. It's not too bad. You guys can be jumping in and testing out your build here and there, and if you happen to beat it, great. You're going to get a ton of resources to help you out with the next one, and just keep progressing through. I personally think soloing all of these is just the easiest play. I've soloed all of them, and I've done them all on Bunny, except for Pyro. I actually just swapped over to Viessa just because Pyro's weak to ice, so it just helped out speed up the process a little bit. But otherwise, I've soloed all of these so far, and I just haven't even loaded into Obstructor yet, just because I haven't needed to, but I'll probably be doing that today. Otherwise, we're going to go through Frostwalker and Molten Fortress later on with a team. Those ones you are going to need some help for. But everything else, just give them a go, see how they're feeling. And if you need more damage, upgrade your weapon. If you need more survivability, keep upgrading your Descendant and the survivability portions within there. And yeah, that's going to be basically your progress through all these bosses. You can very easily do it. I've done all of these with Bunny and a Thunder Cage, and like I said, VSF for the Pyro. But that's really it. You can do all of this with just investing into one thing a piece, and that's why I really do recommend just picking one weapon and one Descendant to full send. Now, this is going to be going hand in hand with fighting through the bosses, and that's going to be farming up your desired Descendants and weapons. So for me, I'm just going to continue on with the Thunder Cage for now, just because weapons require so much investment, and I really do just want a good Descendant to pair with my weapons. So I'm personally going to be farming for Ultimate Glay here first. That's going to be a definite top priority, just because she helps you deal insane boss damage. And I already got Bunny feeling at a pretty good spot without too much investment, so that's perfectly fine for any of like the mob clearing stuff I need to do. Now I just want somebody to slap on for boss fights and speed those up depending on what else I need to be farming. So that's personally what I'm going to be doing. Obviously, you can farm whatever your heart desires, but just be doing those hand in hand with the bosses. You guys are going to be getting Kuiper and gold from it too, and you guys will be good to go. That's basically all you need to be doing as you go through the end game. It's not too tough. Just focus on getting your gear upgraded first, then your mods, and then you can start going into your bosses and your descendant farming. But yeah, hopefully that helps give you guys a little bit of a roadmap on what to be doing once you are in endgame. Even if you guys have already been in endgame, maybe you can take some tips from this and apply it to your own game and focus on upgrading specific things. If you are stuck on like any of the bosses or feel like you're not doing enough damage, you can utilize the things that I was talking about with our mods and areas to focus on to improve your own gameplay. If you did find it helpful, I would appreciate a thumbs up on the video to let me know. Also consider subscribing. We got plenty of First Descendant content coming. Like I said, hopefully tomorrow I will have the full completed Thunder Cage build posted. So if that's something you're interested, you're also maxing out the Thunder Cage. Highly recommend taking a peek at that because this thing is going to be doing a ton of damage and can be useful for every single scenario within the game. But if you have any sort of questions, hopefully I'll see you live over on Twitch. I stream almost every single day, so hopefully I'll see you over there. But anyways, thank you all for watching this far in the video. I really do appreciate it. But anyways, I hope you all have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you all in the next video. See ya.